Hello friends! I have gotten a couple of DMs about homeschooling and how I homeschool and also how insane I am, but also how do I do it. So I would like to talk to you about how do I do it. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, so one is in pre-K and one is entering 1st grade. And what I usually do is I look up the state requirements for a couple of states, usually New York, Florida, and California, and I look up requirements for graduation of that grade. So I can put some links to some of the requirements below that I have, and I kind of just break it up throughout the year, and they have to meet those certain requirements by the end of the year. So I know that they have met their goals and that they're ready for the next grade. A lot of states require testing. In my state currently, they don't require testing until 7 years old. So we haven't had to test yet, which is a little crazy, but okay. I love you. Look at Walter. He's ready to go to the pool. So last year I used the curriculum Calvert, which was really nice. They send you all of the books and equipment that you need for the entire year, and it divides it up for 180 days of lesson planning. So you really have to do like literally nothing. You just open the book, go through it every day. It's really, really easy. It's also really expensive. And I wasn't super thrilled. I guess I loved it. I really did love it. I loved the ease of it, but I wanted to try something different this year, and I signed them up for classical conversations. Has anyone tried that? I'm a little nervous. I don't know about the memorization thing. I met the people at our local one and they seem really cool, so I'm excited to start. I'm so nervous about starting a new thing. I just want my kids to like be okay. I don't want them to be super academic and geniuses. I just want them to be okay and be, you know, great people. I'm like more worried about them being good people than them getting straight A's and graduating from Harvard. Like, how good is that? Alright, so I'm going to show you my homeschool drawer, and then I'll explain a little bit about how I do homeschooling in the morning. Okay, so underneath our dining room, we have this long drawer, and this is my little homeschool office drawer. So right here I have all of the markers, tape, glue, pencils, literally everything for writing and art and painting and all that stuff. I just keep it in one big Ziploc right there. I have some flashcards here for Walter. These are Daisy's flashcards. And then I have some Bob's books. These are really good for when your kid is like just starting to read. They're great encouraging books so that your kids can be like, oh, I read a book. And they're really easy, like 3 to 4 letter words. It's awesome. And then I have some kind of like puzzle things, mathematics, to count and to do simple math, and then spelling to spell 3 to 4 letter words, because that's kind of where we're at. These are some reading books that you can read to them, and also they can read. This is a little Daily Bread devotional book. We like to start the day off with some devotions and some positive thinking. These are just envelopes, random. These are a couple of workbooks that I've bought. I don't use a lot of workbooks, but it kind of helps to kind of break it up, and if they want to do something simple and encouraging. This right here, this book that is called Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, is probably the best book in the world to teach your kid how to read and how to start with phonics and sounds of letters, identifying letters, all of that stuff. It's a great foundation. And then these are just like simple little like practice handwriting, 1st grade workbooks, and it includes usually math, reading, spelling, you know, the basics. And then I have some sight words. This is a sight word Curious George themed thing. And then I've got some notebook paper and some regular like printer blank paper. And what we usually do is we will start off like with meditation and then a devotional, and then we'll like pray, try to start the day off on like a not frustrated mode. Yeah, let me turn the camera around. Okay, so this is what I hope you can see me. All right, so this is what we do. We usually start the day off with like meditation and a devotional, and then after that we'll kind of do a prayer to try to like get the day started on a positive mindset and not get frustrated. And then we go on to English or grammar or reading. So we'll do right now letters, identifying sounds, and then simple reading. Daisy's a little bit more advanced than Walter because she's 2 years older. So she'll definitely do some reading books, and then he will do some just like letter identifying. I also have games on my iPad. They'll play one game, and then I have some YouTube videos that also are instructional and fun, and they will watch 1 or 2 videos of those depending on the subject, and then we'll move on to math, identifying numbers, adding numbers, and then now we're getting into multiplication with Daisy. It's a little bit heavy on like memorizing versus understanding. So I really want her to like remember 2 times 2 is 4 or 2 times 6 is 12, and then we'll kind of do it practically. Like I'm putting down 6 items twice, and that equals 12. And that helps like hands-on. And then of course we'll do like a little workbook, and then we'll do a YouTube video to kind of like reiterate what we're doing. And then what else do we do? Reading, math, and then I started the classical conversations recently, so we go over like what they're doing that week or what they're memorizing that week. I will be honest, I am just starting classical conversations. I don't get it. I hope my kids are learning. It's very heavy on like just remember the song and memorize this little thing. So I don't know, we'll try it and see how it works and see if the kids are learning. I like that there's lots of, oh sorry, my washing machine just went off. What was I saying? I forgot. Oh, I love that the kids are learning like more history, like medieval times and a lot of history like that. I do love that. I think history is very important. The other curriculum that I was using wasn't so heavy on that, so that's a positive. And then you get to like meet other homeschoolers and meet with other moms once a week, so that's definitely a positive of classical conversations. Ask me again at the end of the year and I will tell you, because this is just the first week, so I don't know what I'm doing. We also do a lot of science, kind of just appropriate to their age, and I do use some of the curriculum of the workbooks, and then of course YouTube. YouTube is like the best. Okay, sorry, my camera battery kind of died, so I had to switch to my phone. So it's not like the greatest quality. What else can I say about homeschooling? We like to homeschool just because of the freedom. I travel a lot for my blog. There's a lot of like travel assignments and media events and stuff like that that I go to at least once a month. And it would be terrible if I had to like pull them out of school every single time. I feel like they would miss a lot. I also feel like that we would get in trouble with the school because they'd be like, attendance is so important, more than grades. So I don't want to deal with that, at least right now in our time of life. And then where we live, the schools aren't rated super high, so we just decided to homeschool. The kids seem to love it. I do like to switch it up so they're not just using workbooks, they're not just listening to me lecture, they're not just doing flashcards, they're not just doing song memorization. I really like to like break it up. Sometimes I'll do it in the morning. They're so much better in the morning because of their age. Sometimes depending on what our schedule is and what's happening, especially if we're out of town, sometimes I have to do it in the afternoon. And you just make it work. As long as they're learning and retaining information and they're having fun while doing it and it doesn't feel super forced, they're going to keep it, they're gonna retain it. I think homeschool's a great option. If you can do it and you are up for the challenge, try it. At least try it in the summer in between grades and see how you do with your kids. It also helps you to stay more connected to your children and for siblings to stay more connected. You know, they're not apart for 8 hours a day. They're together for 8 hours a day, which makes for just more growth and a better relationship in the long run. So I don't know what else to say. If you've got any questions about homeschooling, please put them in the comments. I would love to answer them, but that's how we do it here in the Harrow family, in the tiny house. Oh, and we just do homeschooling here in the dining room. I don't know if I said that before. So thanks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Let me know if you watched it, and subscribe to my channel for all sorts of minimalism, tiny house content, travel content, because you know every month we go to at least one new place, usually more. So yeah, stay tuned for more. I'll see you at the next video. Don't forget to live extraordinary.